I took notes thinking that some of the items, and I was on the prep call, so I should have realized what they were going to say. I didn't hear anything technical mentioned. So I think that says everything. It doesn't matter about your technical skills. That will come. It matters about your view of the world, or your view of Canada, and your interest in the people you want to deal with, regardless of the job you have. So I was expecting something. It never came. So I'm heartened by it's all about what you put into whatever job you want as why you will be successful. So thank you so much. Now we are going back. So I would like to bring up Amit Brahme, the head newcomer and cultural client segment at RBC. Is he here? Thank you.
Thank you, Pat, and good afternoon, everyone. I think listening to these speakers were extremely inspiring, both as a newcomer and they really poured their heart out. I think every sentence that they were talking was filled with pearls of their experience, their attitude, the positivity that they were giving. So it was very, very inspiring. Thank you, all three of you, for inspiring me, and it's fantastic to be here representing RBC and the newcomer team. I'm extremely proud of the team that I work with, because all of us are newcomers. Some of us came when they were little kids with their parents. Some of them came as international students, really lived the journey. And that's something that RBC is really passionate about. We know that newcomers are extremely important for Canada. They are the ones who are really driving all the major businesses in Canada. They are the ones who are filling all the knowledge gaps. They are our customers, and they are our future. Recognizing that, RBC is extremely proud that we partnered with 369 Global and a Canadian ETF to bring this event together. And as everybody has been saying, this is the first of the many, because as I was listening to the panelists, what I realized was this is by newcomers for newcomers. And every newcomer who's coming into this country is actually coming here with a dream. The dream is for themselves, the dream is for their family, and the dream is for their future. And it's so nice that we are creating this platform where we are learning from those who've made it. We're learning from those who are giving us the courage that, yes, you too can make it. And there's one thing that's very common. Every newcomer who has made it wants to give it back. Because we know what the struggles are of coming into this country. And there is no pleasure that you derive when you've given it back and you've seen somebody succeed, when you've seen somebody nod. And many of us will now go and buy fountain pens, check out music, learn about how to emulate the journey that Neelam talked about or Fazad talked about. So it's really fascinating. And I'm very happy also to introduce a friend of mine who also is a newcomer to Canada. He came here during the 2000s and has been extremely passionate in giving back to the community. He's been an MPP in the Mississauga area for several years, but what really distinguishes is he is always the advocate for newcomers. He's talking about how newcomers can be helped as part of his role, and even outside his role. You can always see him promoting, working with various newcomer organizations, trying to see how he can help. And that's probably also coming from the fact that he has lived that journey. He has been the newcomer. So with great pride, I would like to invite MPP Deepak Anand to come and say a few words.
One thing I've learned, when you have a friends around, I always make sure that my wife comes with me. So I want to say thank you, Aruna, for being with me today here. Well, there was a trick, because I said, can you speak some good words about me so that Aruna can listen? So leave that aside. Guys, my name is Deepak Anand, and like many of you, I'm an immigrant. I came to Canada in 2000. And I had a degree in chemical engineering before I came. And I was told, like many of you, that Canada is a land of opportunities. Many times during my initial few years, I was used to look for that person so I can beat him. Beat him to not that he lied to me, but not to tell me that there will be initial struggle. Be prepared for it. Once you go through that cycle, you will be, I will be, each one of us will be saying the same thing. So when Sean was talking about we need to respect the people who built this country, that's a fact. We came at a time, I do remember once one of my friends was saying that when you came, you already had buildings like this. You already had a cushion, sofas lying for you. The people from India, for an example, who came in 70s, 80s, they worked 14 hours in front of 400 and plus degree Fahrenheit. They worked hard, built the reputation that we all are enjoying today. So we can't thank those who came before us. We can't thank those who built this country for 500, 600, 700, 700 years. Because of them, we're enjoying this. So take this always. And whenever you meet somebody and somebody tells you, I'm 6th generation in Canada, thank them. Tell them how much it means to you. It is very important. So my story. So I came in 2000. I started in India. I was working as a project manager for a manufacturing and chemical industry. I had a team of 12. And as soon as I arrived, first thing I did was I left that what I was doing. I looked at what I can do here. So I looked at the job opportunities and the typical chicken versus egg. Who came first? I'm looking for a job. They need an experience. I need an experience so I can get a job. What do? Get something. As Needham said, nobody can take away the knowledge that you have within you. All you have to do is to prove it. Get opportunity which you can get. Work hard. Give your 100%. When you will give 100%, there is somebody up watching. He'll make sure you get 100% back. So remember this. Well, a challenge is, and I remember when I came and I was working as a lab technician, which was my first job. My boss, Paul Kuzmenko, God bless him, he asked me, in order for you to grow, you need to have a Canadian education. And I laughed and I said, look, I came to this country to make money, not to spend. Right? I have a 9-month-old son when I came here. That's more important for me. So he paid for my education. I went back to Sheridan College. I took 6 courses. The only thing he put was, if I get B+, I didn't even knew what's a B+ back then. He'll pay for it. But I was so blindfolded because I have to make sure I get B+. I worked hard. I got 96% marks in all 6 of those courses. I do have the transcript if Sean wants to look at it. He just talked about the politicians. I'm on a mission to get the better reputation for politicians too. That's the second thing. So going back is important. Getting educated is important. Sometimes we tend to think that, okay, I'm here, I don't have the money. Have that investment. It will always pay you back. This is the second thing. Next one is genuinely believe that everybody's watching, even if nobody's watching. Any job you do, even if you go to volunteer at a local mandir, gurdwara, masjid, feel that everybody's watching you, even if nobody is visible out there. Give your 100%. Trust me. Even if no one is watching, there's somebody up who's watching. Your own conscience is watching. If you're going to spend an hour, tell yourself, I love this. Whatever I'm doing, I love it. And I'm doing it not because of any other reason. I'm doing it because this gives me a pleasure. So anything you do, enjoy it. When you will love it, it becomes easy. Since you love it, you will do better. Once you finish it, you will enjoy it because it has a result. So these are the small things which I always believe were the reason. And by the way, 99% of those I learned from my wife. Family. You need to lean on each other's shoulders. We did that. I look at life. Life is like a cycle. If you look at your life every day, it's a cycle anyway. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you eat, you take shower, whichever in order you want to do it. Right? You go out to work, you enjoy some of it, you come back, you sleep, and you do it again next day. So life is a cycle. So treat that cycle. Make those vicious cycles. So when you're a newcomer, lean on each other. I went to the school, Aruna helped me. She was working and I was actually studying. Came to time, I didn't do my part well, but I tried. Hopefully you guys should do that. So help each other. Family is very important. Remember this. So these are few things which I wanted to talk about as from my heart, from my story. I came in 2000, I became lab technician in 2001, quality technician 2002, quality engineer 2003, quality manager 2004. Aruna forced me to go to school. I did my MBA from Schulich School of Business in 2005, where I learned the benefit of giving back. I took course in strategy. I became board of director of 2 local charities where I met many people. I learned Canadian culture. I learned how Canada works. I learned the benefit of policy making, the changes we can bring to the world through the policies. That's how I got in love with the politics and politicians. I got an opportunity, I became one. Since then, one thing which I feel we're not doing good as a government, as a politician, not recognizing, we are stuck somewhere in 20, 30, 40 years back. When I say this, I am saying this with the conscious. In 70s, 80s, the people who were used to come as an immigrant, not many of them were used to be educated. Not many of those had those degrees. That is the reason many of those, when they came here, they had to struggle through upgrading themselves. Wherein the reality today is, many of you, thanks to internet, thanks to the education, thanks to the global growth, many of you are educated from world-class institutions from the country you came from. Which, in other words, technically speaking, we are idiots. You're working at a lower level. You're making less money than what you should be making. You're utilizing less of your skills. And you know who's at a loss? The government. And I'll give you an example. When somebody who comes here as an engineer and is working as a lab technician, there's a one job going unfilled as an engineer. And instead of making $120,000, he's making $50,000. And there is zero tax at $50,000. What if we give them a hand and they contribute? They already know it. They are educated. They contribute at $120,000. Who's making money? We as a government. We getting higher taxes. You as a financial advisor can advise them better. You making money, and you give part of that also to us. Right? So this is what I have taken up as a challenge. That's where I'm working right now. Going back, educating our other Canadians, our governments, our regulatory bodies, to break these barriers of getting these people enter into the workforce at a level where they actually should be getting and deserve. One of the things which we have recently done in the professional engineers, it was used to be a requirement that every professional engineer need to have 2 years of experience under a professional engineer in Canada. Now, again, if you're an engineer, you're educated, you know the work, but since nobody's going to take you, it's an entry to the barrier, right? Nobody's going to take you, give you that experience, nobody's going to give you the experience, then you have a 9-month-old son at home, what is your choice? Should I leave everything and work towards professional engineer, or should work somewhere so that I can feed him? You tend to pick the second one. And who's at loss? All of us. So we're breaking that barriers now. So just recently, about couple weeks back, we were able to crack and work with the Professional Engineers Association. There is no more requirement of 2 years of work experience in Canada. It is a 2 years of work experience, no matter where you came from, as long as you have a work experience in that industry for that work, right? So these are the things. So I just wanted to say that my life story is no different than yours. The only difference is 20 years back I was sitting on that chair. About 15 years after that I was standing on this side, and believe this, in few years it's same thing going to happen. I will be sitting on front, and many of you who have landed for 3, 4, 5 years back will be sitting here or standing here and talking like Neelam, talking like Sean, talking like Shajat. And this is our life cycle. So let's continue to work together and make sure that whatever you want to get into, whatever you want to do it, give your 100%, and I guarantee you, I'm so thankful to Canada for giving me more than 100%. Neither God is unfair, nor our country is unfair. If they'll give it to me, I promise you, and I guarantee you, they'll give it to you as well. Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, my name is Shara Santan, and I'm the COO here at 369 Connect, the full-service marketing agency that helped put together this entire summit, the 2023 Financial Summit for Newcomer Advisors. If you enjoyed this segment or are interested in learning more about our future sessions, please do follow us on socials. Our handle is 369 Connect. Connect with a K. And if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to reach out to us at hello@369connect.co. And please do follow us on our socials, on YouTube, like and subscribe.